need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so pretty please. I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so.
呼吸を整えよう。無事に寝よう。
止める勇気は引け太陽の方向を止める勇気は動くな。もっと早くもっと。さあ働きなさい。自封じは任せた。敵縁に葬られよ。
So pretty, please. I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so.
私のごとく無事に寝よう。契約を果たせ。
止める勇気は引け太陽の方向を無情を焼き尽くす。止める勇気
手加減なしよ。
この裁きを受けてる。
I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so pretty please. I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so.
もういい。
私のごとく。さあ働きなさい。自封じは任せ。
敵縁に葬られよ。
I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so pretty please. I need this. My mom is kinda homeless. I live with my dad and I wanna help her out so.